And welcome back to another episode of Enigmatica 6 Expert. Where today, once I put this on, just moves too fast for the intro if you've got all the speed boost stuff on. But we're getting there. We've got ourselves blocks of niotic crystal, and now we're missing energy cells still, which are they require a little bit. But the main thing we're held back on is, of course, niotic crystals and not having enough resonating gems or even stardust. A little bit of a problem. But in my inventory, I have the builder. I also made, and I think I put it in my inventory, if I can open the right thing, a lumber axe, just out of random things. I was really just playing around. I don't claim that compressed iron, uranium, I think bronze and invar make it particularly good. Wait, why are we out of power? Oh. That's an issue. It's probably because as a quest reward for making niotic crystals, I got some of these energizing rods. Niotic tier ones, which are really good. But they appear to have used... all of my power. We can probably just quickly get this running again. There we go. We might even just do that for now. Right, that was something I didn't take into consideration. How do we finish? Oh, we must have finished crafting. Oh, so we've made a power cell. That's our first niotic tier one, which holds 25 million RF and transfers at, what was the rate? 50,000 RF a tick, compared to our current best one is this blazing one. Transfers 20,000 and holds 10 million, so twice as good, over twice as good. But we're not going to use this for our power storage. It probably wouldn't be bad, but this is going to live here. And we need one more. But I'm pretty sure we are out of the stuff that we need for doing that. If we try to craft another one... Oh, we're actually just out of stardust. But I think I'm out of the stuff that makes firmament as well. Exactly, prismarine, which is a little bit of a pain because I had heaps and accidentally mucked up the crafting. Did briefly mention it in another episode, but I chucked down... I think I had like... 1,000 prismarine and 1,000 shiverstone, and I forgot to chuck down the fluorite, so the lightning crafting destroyed it all. Yes, we might have to, I don't know, do we go hunt guardians? There's a guardian temple over there. I know. we could. Not really something I feel like doing though. But the reason I made that lumber axe before was for clearing out this part. It's part of our starter area. Because I want to start, constructing our nuclear reactor. Now, I want to make... We'll start with one. We'll start with one of the big... Some people call them smokestacks, but they're used for, like, steam, or they're like cooling towers. But the big, the thing you think of when you think of a nuclear reactor, or the thing on The Simpsons, that shape sort of thing. So I figure, we may as well chuck it near the rest of our base. And it can start off holding our niotic reactor we're about to make. And we can probably, end up, if we get all the way into Mechanism's nuclear reactor, we can set that up in here as well and definitely have a meltdown and cause this place to become inhospitable. Probably going to be a thing that would happen. But yeah, I think this could be a cool area. I don't quite know what we're going to do. I might build it sort of up a bit and then extend out a cliff for the facility stuff. I'm not 100% sure. But we're going to go somewhere around here. And I've got a whole bunch of stone. I'm not going to make this out of concrete because it would take so long to get all that concrete. But I've got 2 full dank null slots of, or dank, these are just called danks now, aren't they? Danks of stone, because we got our stone bees that have been producing this stuff for a very long time. So I think I had about 10,000 stone stored away. Whether or not that's actually going to be enough, I'm not sure. But what I want to do, I don't know where I want to start this. But we're going to, I don't know, we're going to put it maybe here. I don't know. We will try. Now we've got the sphere shape still stored in there. That was what was used for making that. That's not what we're doing today. We want to clear this. We want to make, I don't even want to make a cylinder. A prism, a torus. Now wait, what is a torus? It's a donut. If you think of a donut like a 3D donut shape, that's a torus. But we actually just want a circle. A cylinder. So let's just set the offset to nothing. And the reason I want to use the builder instead of building this by hand is because this is going to be, this is going to be painful. So we do a preview. I mean, that's not, what even is that shape? What on earth was that? Let's set an offset of 9. I always forget which direction that is. Ah, okay. So we've just got it. We've got it the wrong thing. We kind of want it like 1 high to start off with. There we go. And I want to start by making. Now, how big can we go? 512. Now I'm going to assume this is way too big. That's excessive. If we halved that, probably still going to be too big. My plan is to get this builder. Yeah. Oh, that's still. Wait, what? Did that even change? I guess it did. Get the builder to make each of the circles, and then we'll just kind of tidy up whatever we end up with. These all look the same. Is this actually changing? Or does it just, maybe it doesn't do 512? And that's smaller. So that would be absolutely ginormous. Would be neat, but I don't quite think even that. So let's, I don't know, 32. I mean, that's still pretty big. If we made this tall, we might get a sort of an idea of what it's going to look like. It's not exactly the shape we're going to make. Let's make this like a different size so I remember. Now, okay, so I think this would be too big. Oh, then again, maybe that wouldn't be too big. That'd be kind of neat. That would be kind of neat to have something that big. Because it's going to, yeah, once you're like this far away, oh, that's actually not a bad size. Because it's actually going to like curve up and then kind of curve out a little bit at the top. Maybe bigger? So I think this big in kind of this location. So the ground will be solid, and we'll probably just, I'll try and figure out how you can make a cliff or something to look like it's supporting its weight. I think we start with this. Now, I don't know how many, because we want the circle to get slightly smaller each time it goes up. And I don't know if 2 is a good number, or if they should be 3 high before it steps in another layer. So I'm just going to wing it. We're just going to see what happens. I'm going to want a little bit of a platform to get up here. So I'm kind of semi-prepared for running this. It's not too bad on power, so we can get away with a solar panel. And charging him up, and then hopefully I still have a chest in here. Of course I don't. Right, let's start with... Yep, that's just going to be what we're doing. So we chuck these in here. Now I want to get a lot of stone in. And then this would be way easier if I didn't have... I want to keep that in my inventory if I didn't have a bunch of stuff. Do that. And then we need a lever, which, oh no, why would I have a lever? If we turn this on, oh, that's 3 high. It's also not... Oh, right, the preview sometimes mucks it up. Okay, 3 high. That wasn't really what I was after. It was not really what I was after, but maybe 3 high would be alright. I don't know, we'll bung it. We'll see what happens. But then my plan is to like bring it down and chuck up the offset. I guess we have to go up like that many. I don't know. I'll get good at it in the end. Now, did this actually? It didn't really center it, and this is going to be where the tricky part is. It's like flush with that. Why did you do that? Do we have to go like smaller again? Do we have to do something like that? That looks better. And then I'll turn off preview. So there'll be some bits and pieces to tidy up. But with any luck, it's a little bit chunky. I think I want to actually go... I mean, maybe chunky's fine. And okay, we're getting quite fast at trying things now. Whether or not I'm going to be happy with this one, I'm not exactly sure. I ended up making it a bit bigger and going back to 2 high on each layer. Maybe? Maybe. And good morning. Another day for me, so my voice might be a little bit morningy. But I think I like how big that looks. I think it's going to look cool. It's pretty big. Unfortunately, it's too low. I think it needs to be... Oh dear. I think it needs to be up a bit higher. And then I think it would look better. So what I'm going to try and do, and it might be too big, it might be too many blocks, but I'm hoping we can use the copy-paste gadget and copy and paste this, get rid of it all, and then paste it back up higher. I'm hoping that's going to work. I'm actually making a destruction gadget, or in the process of making one. So we can clear out some terrain a bit easier. So hopefully, nice. This thing's cool. Voids blocks though, so we probably don't want to use it on. I want to charge this. Probably don't want to use it on the reactor cooling tower because I want those blocks back. All right, we're just going to try and area copied. Okay. So that should be good. And then if we go to paste mode, I mean, that looks like the top of the tower. I mean, I might just try. No, that works. That works. I mean, that's not where that's going to go, so we'll undo that. That's a lot of blocks. We probably want to be a little bit careful about going too crazy with that. And then I demolish this, and I can try and figure out where I want this thing. Yeah. So I think that looks okay. I think that looks okay. It's going to come down a fair bit, which might actually mean maybe we do want to go higher. So I can't actually I can't actually adjust it anymore. Going like this. I also, if you haven't really played around with this before, you can like anchor the block. So I can anchor it here. And then that's kind of handy for then playing around with shift right clicking and adjusting where you want things to be. Right, this might be the last layer. I mean, partially because I'm starting to run out of stone. That I think I've used like 11,000 stone. Had to use the destruction gadget to hollow out some of this. But what does this look like? Does this look okay? I think it looks okay. I think it's quite hard to get this shape. I mean, it would be even cooler to have it higher than that. Oh, like all of this moved up one would be cool. We might take a big chunk out of the land though. That might improve things a bit. Really not sure, Well, we're getting there slowly, but I did end up needing more prismarine. For making more firmament, for making more star metal ore. So we might have to look at a better way of doing this in the future. Depends how much more Niotic tier stuff we need. Now I've kind of been cruising around looking for the Guardian or the Elder Guardians. And I've had a couple and they did drop Guardian Eyes. This is actually my second trip here. I have died once, hence why I'm eating Oreos to keep my strength up. And grabbing sponges and bits and pieces. If we got rid of him, that would be handy. Now, I could harvest all this prismarine and turn it quite easily back into prismarine shards, and we can actually mine this, even though we've got mining fatigue. I think just because of all the artifacts and bonuses we have to mining speed. And the only reason I'm not just harvesting all this, because we could excavate it pretty easily, is what if I do want a Guardian farm? I really don't think I'll need one. But it's just maybe. What if I do? So yeah, I've been harvesting this. I'll continue doing this for a bit more, just building up my prismarine stocks, and then we'll pop back over to the cooling tower in the nuclear plant. And it looks pretty cool. I've been doing some training. Definitely not finished, but I've improved it. And this should get us a bit... It's not really a lot of ancient debris. Not ancient debris. It's not really a lot of star metal ore. But it'll keep us going for a little bit. So, in terms of progress towards our reactor, if we pop down here, we've got our 2 niotic energy cells and 1 niotic thermo generator, which actually look like not a bad way of generating power. I'm not quite sure what the coolants are used for, but I think we kind of get infinite power just from a heat source. We could do something like a blaze mesh for 1400 degrees. Probably pretty good. Yeah, I've never actually used them, so I'm not quite sure what they do. But we'll carry on working towards the reactor. So we still need this Maxwellian entropic gateway. That's probably going to be coming next episode, I suspect. We need 2 more thermo generators of niotic tier and 1 niotic fernator, which is going to be the blast bricks I still need to sort. Actually, we might be at the point where we can craft another one of these. We're missing the 19 stardust. Oh, missing 13 stardust. Not bad. And then if we come out to the reactor cooling tower. Yeah, I've started trying to tidy up the terrain. This needs to change. This needs to change. We can't just have a big dirt block, but it'll be okay for now. I'm not quite sure what I'm going to do with that. And just starting to smooth out-ish the cliff back here. It actually ended up very close to our starlight altar, so we might end up moving that. Although that was like a nice patch of starlight. I guess we'll find out. We'll find out. I still don't really know what we're going to be doing with this, because in reality there wouldn't really be anything in the cooling tower. But in the game there is so much room for machines. We might just end up chucking our reactor in the middle of this thing. Kind of cool. And we've got enough stuff to craft the remaining 2 niotic generators. Actually, I just want to make sure. We need 2. We need 2. We don't have 1. I don't really want to use that as my power source, so crafting extra ones would be a real pain. But cool. 2 of these, let's go. Nice, and this should be okay. Have struggled with power occasionally. I've gone back to using these niotic energizing rods we got as quest rewards. And they make this quite a lot faster, but they do draw a bit of power. We've upgraded all of our solar panels to hardened, so they generate a bit more power. It's actually not a huge increase, but better than nothing. And using 1 niotic energy cell as power storage down here, so pretty good. Pretty good. And there. Oh, we're close. We're close. Not long now. Not long now. Mate. But hey, the base is coming along, and soon, very soon, I'm hoping our power problems are at least, you know, taken care of for a while. But anyway, it's been ClassicDuff. Thanks for watching. We'll come back next time. Finally finish off that niotic reactor. And yeah, probably redo some cabling and some terraining and yeah. Sweet, sweet. See you in the next one.